Imagine that you are a parent and you want to raise your children to be happy, successful, and virtuous. You want them to be able to cope with the challenges and uncertainties of life, to control their emotions and impulses, to act according to their values and principles, and to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. But how do you do that? How do you teach them these skills and qualities? How do you become a better parent yourself? If you are looking for answers to these questions, you have come to the right place. In this video, we will explore how Stoicism, an ancient philosophy of life, can help us become better parents and raise resilient and virtuous children. Stoicism is not just a theory, but a practical and effective way of living that has been tested and proven by some of the greatest minds and leaders in history, such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Stoicism teaches us how to cope with challenges, control our emotions, act with virtue, and cultivate gratitude and contentment. These are also the skills and qualities that we want our children to develop, especially in today's uncertain and stressful world. By applying the principles and practices of Stoicism, we can not only improve our own happiness and well-being, but also influence and inspire our children to do the same. In this video, you will learn some of the benefits and aspects of Stoic parenting, such as how Stoic parenting can help us deal with stress and anxiety, how Stoic parenting can help us manage our emotions and teach our children emotional regulation, how Stoic parenting can help us act with virtue and teach our children moral values, how Stoic parenting can help us cultivate gratitude and contentment and teach our children happiness. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of how Stoicism can help you become a better parent and raise resilient and virtuous children. You will also learn some practical tips and exercises that you can try with your children to apply Stoicism in your daily life. So, if you are interested in learning more about Stoic parenting and how it can help you and your children live happier and more meaningful lives, stay tuned and watch this video till the end. You will be amazed by how much you can learn and grow from Stoicism. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy, the channel where we explore the timeless teachings of Stoicism and how they can help us live better lives. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. We post new videos every week on various topics related to Stoicism and personal development. Thank you for your support and interest. Before we talk about the first benefit of Stoic parenting, let me ask you a question. How often do you feel stressed or anxious as a parent? Maybe you worry about your children's health, education, or future. Maybe you feel frustrated by their behavior, demands, or expectations. Maybe you face pressure from your work, family, or society. Maybe you have to deal with unexpected or difficult situations, such as a pandemic, a divorce, or a loss. If you experience any of these feelings, you are not alone. Many parents today face a lot of stress and anxiety, and they often struggle to cope with them. Stress and anxiety can affect our mental and physical health, our mood and behavior, our relationships and communication, and our overall quality of life. They can also affect our children, who can sense our emotions and learn from our reactions. But what if I told you that there is a way to deal with stress and anxiety more effectively, and that it comes from an ancient philosophy of life? That philosophy is Stoicism, and it can help us become better parents and raise resilient and virtuous children. Stoicism teaches us how to cope with stress and anxiety by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't. This is one of the core principles of Stoicism, and it is based on a simple but powerful distinction. What is up to us, and what is not up to us? What is up to us are our thoughts, opinions, judgments, actions, and reactions. These are the things that we have full control over, and that determine our happiness and well-being. What is not up to us are external events, circumstances, or outcomes. These are the things that we have no or little control over, and that are indifferent to our happiness and well-being. By focusing on what is up to us, we can avoid wasting our energy and attention on things that are beyond our control, such as the pandemic, the economy, or other people's opinions. We can also use our rational and moral faculties to make the best decisions and actions that are in accordance with our values and goals. We can also choose how we respond to any situation and adopt a more positive and constructive attitude. By accepting what is not up to us, we can avoid being disturbed or disappointed by things that are outside our influence, such as our children's choices, preferences, or personalities. We can also recognize the limits of our power and responsibility and respect the freedom and autonomy of others. We can also embrace the uncertainty and diversity of life and appreciate the opportunities and challenges that it offers. By applying this principle, we can reduce our worries and frustrations as parents and cope with stress and anxiety more effectively. We can also model calmness and resilience for our children and teach them how to focus on what they can control and accept what they can't. This can help them develop a more realistic and optimistic outlook on life and a more confident and adaptable approach to problems. This is the end of the first section of the video. In the next section, we will talk about another benefit of Stoic parenting, how it can help us manage our emotions and teach our children emotional regulation. Stay tuned and don't miss it. Before we talk about the second benefit of Stoic parenting, let me ask you a question. How often do you experience strong or negative emotions as a parent? Maybe you feel angry, frustrated, or disappointed by your children's behavior or performance. Maybe you feel sad, guilty, or ashamed by your own mistakes or failures. Maybe you feel anxious, nervous, or scared by the risks or uncertainties that your children face. If you experience any of these emotions, you are not alone. Many parents today face a lot of emotional challenges, and they often struggle to manage them. Emotions can affect our mental and physical health, our mood and behavior, our relationships and communication, and our overall quality of life. They can also affect our children, who can sense our emotions and learn from our reactions. But what if I told you that there is a way to manage your emotions more effectively, and that it comes from an ancient philosophy of life? That philosophy is Stoicism, and it can help us become better parents and raise resilient and virtuous children. Stoicism teaches us how to manage our emotions by understanding and regulating them. This is one of the core practices of Stoicism, and it is based on a simple but powerful insight. Our emotions are not caused by external events, but by our judgments and interpretations of them. What does this mean? It means that when we experience an emotion, such as anger, fear, or sadness, it is not because of what happened, but because of what we think about what happened. For example, if our child fails a test, we may feel angry because we think that he or she did not study enough, or that the teacher was unfair. Or we may feel sad because we think that he or she is not smart enough, or that we are bad parents. Or we may feel anxious because we think that he or she will not have a good future, or that we will lose our respect or love. But these are not facts, they are opinions, and opinions can be changed. By changing our perspective and adopting a more rational and positive outlook, we can reduce the intensity and impact of negative emotions and increase the frequency and effect of positive emotions. We can also choose how we express and act on our emotions and adopt a more constructive and appropriate behavior. By applying this practice, we can improve our mood and behavior as parents and manage our emotions more effectively. We can also teach our children how to understand and regulate their own emotions and help them develop a more balanced and healthy emotional life. This is the end of the second section of the video. In the next section, we will talk about another benefit of Stoic parenting, how it can help us act with virtue and teach our children moral values. Stay tuned and don't miss it. Before we talk about the third benefit of Stoic parenting, let me ask you a question. What do you think is the most important thing in life? What do you want your children to value and pursue in their lives? Many people today are influenced by the external standards of success and happiness, such as money, fame, or pleasure. They chase after these things, hoping that they will make them happy and fulfilled. But they often end up disappointed, dissatisfied, or corrupted. But what if I told you that there is a better way to live, and that it comes from an ancient philosophy of life? That philosophy is Stoicism, and it can help us become better parents and raise resilient and virtuous children. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing that matters in life is virtue, which is the excellence of our character. Virtue consists of four main qualities: wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Wisdom is the ability to think rationally and make good decisions. Justice is the ability to treat others fairly and kindly. Courage is the ability to face difficulties and dangers with confidence and bravery. Self-control is the ability to resist temptations and impulses that are harmful or immoral. By practicing these virtues, we can act in harmony with our true nature and also with the common good of humanity. We can also achieve a state of inner peace and happiness that is independent of external things. We can also set a good example and inspire our children to do the same. By applying this practice, we can enhance our character and integrity as parents and act with virtue. We can also teach our children the importance of moral values and help them develop a strong and noble character. This can help them become more honest, responsible, generous, and respectful, and also more happy and fulfilled. This is the end of the third section of the video. In the next section, we will talk about another benefit of Stoic parenting, how it can help us cultivate gratitude and contentment, and teach our children happiness. Stay tuned and don't miss it. Before we talk about the fourth and final benefit of Stoic parenting, let me ask you a question. How often do you feel grateful and content as a parent? How often do you appreciate and enjoy what you have, rather than what you don't have? Many people today are influenced by the external standards of happiness and success, such as money, fame, or pleasure. They think that they need more of these things to be happy and fulfilled, but they often end up unhappy, dissatisfied, or restless. But what if I told you that there is a better way to live, and that it comes from an ancient philosophy of life? That philosophy is Stoicism, and it can help us become better parents and raise resilient and virtuous children. Stoicism teaches us that happiness does not depend on external things, such as wealth, fame, or pleasure, but on our inner state of mind. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Happiness is not something that we pursue, but something that we practice. Happiness is not something that we get, but something that we give. By being grateful for what we have, rather than complaining about what we lack, we can experience more joy and satisfaction in life. We can also avoid being attached or addicted to external things that are unstable and unreliable. We can also recognize and appreciate the value and beauty of simple and ordinary things that are often overlooked or taken for granted. By being content with what we have, rather than craving for what we don't have, we can experience more peace and tranquility in life. We can also avoid being greedy or envious of others that are harmful and immoral. We can also accept and enjoy the present moment, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. By applying this practice, we can increase our happiness and well-being as parents and cultivate gratitude and contentment. We can also teach our children how to find happiness within themselves and help them develop a more positive and optimistic attitude towards life. This is the end of the fourth and final section of the video. In the next section, we will summarize the main points and the benefits of Stoic parenting. Stay tuned and don't miss it. We have reached the end of this video, where we learned how Stoicism, an ancient philosophy of life, can help us become better parents and raise resilient and virtuous children. We learned that Stoicism can help us cope with stress and anxiety by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't. We learned that Stoicism can help us manage our emotions by understanding and regulating them. We learned that Stoicism can help us act with virtue by living according to our principles and values. We learned that Stoicism can help us cultivate gratitude and contentment by appreciating and enjoying what we have. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And if you want to learn more about Stoicism and how it can help you live a better life, please subscribe to our channel, Stoic Philosophy, and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. We post new videos every week on various topics related to Stoicism and personal development. Thank you for your support and interest. Remember, you have the power to become a better parent and raise resilient and virtuous children by following the wisdom of Stoicism. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best way of avenging yourself is not to become like the wrongdoer. Have a great day and stay stoic.